Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to AnTalk, the weekly comic conversation. So, Iron Fist. Finally, the final Defender is here. Over the past 2 years, we've gotten 2 seasons of Daredevil, and the season 1 debuts for both Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Of course, all of this is leading up to The Defenders that's coming in the future. Now, finally, we have Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, the fourth Defender, getting their own solo series. So, I'm a fan of all of the Marvel Netflix shows so far. Not saying they're flawless, but overall they're pretty damn impressive. So, how does Iron Fist Season 1 compare? I'm only talking about the first 6 episodes, and it's okay. Overall, I would say I like it. It's not really a secret that the critics have expressed a strong dislike towards this show, and I mean, they've been pretty damn hard on it. I think it's actually a lot better than a lot of critics are giving it credit for, but I could see why they wouldn't like it. And then on the flip side, I see that a lot of fans like it and are really into it. I think the biggest problem with these first 6 episodes is how stretched out it is with not much happening, and the stuff that is happening for the most part is the boring aspects. The thing is, I see where these storylines are relevant and important, and they're things that have to be introduced for the character of Danny Rand. So, if you don't know, I'm gonna stay pretty spoiler free, but the show is basically about you have Danny Rand, played by Finn Jones, who is the son and heir of Wendell Rand, who started the Rand Corporation, with his partner Harold Meacham. Now, when Danny was about 10, him and his parents were involved in a tragic plane crash. Danny has been missing and presumed dead for the past 15 years. The show starts when he shows up back in New York like a bum with no shoes, and he just tries to waltz his way right into the Rand Corporation and take his company back, basically. But to his surprise, he finds that it's being ran by Harold Meacham's children, who he's known since a kid. Ward Meacham, played by Tom Pelphrey, and Laurel Lance, played by Katie Cassidy. No, wait, I'm sorry. Joy Meacham, played by Jessica Stroup. And they don't believe who he is at first, and so the first few episodes is pretty much Danny trying to prove his identity. But that's why there's so much to introduce. He's been gone for 15 years. If you don't know anything about Iron Fist, he's been trained by a monastery this whole time to become the Iron Fist. So you have all that. You have, what's been going on with his company for the past 15 years. He wants to take it back. He's got to prove his identity. He's the sworn enemy of the Hand. All these things you have to introduce, and all these characters you have to introduce, which is fine, but they spend so much time on the boring stuff, especially in these first 6 episodes. And it's really dragged out. Danny Rand, yes, that's who he is. But Iron Fist is also who he is. And Iron Fist is about mysticism and martial arts. They know that's what we want to see, and the little bit they do focus on, I actually do enjoy. The fight scenes are done well enough. I don't think they're as good as watching an actual kung fu movie or something like The Raid, but I think they are good enough for a Netflix superhero show. I really like how they make it look effortless for him as he goes against average people. They go about telling his backstory a little different from the other Marvel Netflix shows, where they show a lot through flashbacks and even have at least one episode pretty heavily dedicated to the backstory. But not so much with Iron Fist. They give you little bits here and there, mostly from Danny Rand himself. But yeah, these episodes, he's trying to figure out his identity, he's trying to take his company back. I don't hate all the corporate stuff, I just think it dwells on it way too long. You can tell that the story isn't long enough for how many episodes there are. And it almost feels like they're purposely taking their time in scenes where it's like, just move on, just go. It's like, what are you doing? People walk slow, they take forever to talk, just little things like that. And some of the fights just seem contrived, with the exception of Danny and Conleen Wing, who I actually really like in this show. And, of course, Rosario Dawson can't help but steal any scene she's in. She continues to be the connective glue between these shows, and I think she does a really good job doing that. The other characters, though, like the Meachams, they're kind of bland and uninteresting. They kind of grow on you. I think the actors do a well enough job, but they're really just not that interesting, and they spend way too much time on them. And I'll have a little bit more to say on where they focus on characters in my next review. But one of the other big problems I had with these first 6 episodes is whenever they are in an office building or anything like that, it's super boring. The office, the furniture, even the characters, it almost feels like a CW show at times, kind of like Arrow, especially with, Danny Rand missing and coming back to his company that he's the heir of. And again, overall, I do like this show. It's so slow that it gets easy to nitpick. I know it seems like I'm being hard on it, but I really do like a lot about this show. I wouldn't even go so far as to say it's bad. It just moves too slow at times. For example, episode 2, I don't want to get into spoilers, but 3/4 of the episode seems pointless or didn't even need to happen. They needed to just condense it all down because, like I said, these storylines, they make sense to the character and everything that's going on and how it all ties in together. It's just the pacing. And you can tell a lot is kind of just filler. Like I said, even some of the fight scenes just seem contrived, mainly in these first 6 episodes. And the performances are decent enough. No one does a bad job, at least in my opinion. I actually kind of like Finn Jones as Iron Fist. He's not overly impressive, but he is way more likable and has more personality than some seem to think. And like I said, Conleen Wing, she does good. Claire Temple, Rosario Dawson, she's always great. And the Meachums, they're okay. Like I said, the actors, especially Harold Meachum and eventually Ward, he gets a little more entertaining just because I think of the performances. After you get halfway through this season, it does pick up, and I'm definitely gonna do a review on, the entire show and get into more spoilers, but I don't want to spoil anything. Just know that I do like it so far. I do like the fight scenes mostly. I like all the things with the Iron Fist and the hand and all that, but it's just the Rand Corporation things they get boring. There's a lot of filler, some things that contrive, but if you can get past that, you might just enjoy this show. Like I said, it's not that bad. I'm just being kind of hard on it. And honestly, I'm just happy and still have trouble believing sometimes that we even live in a world where we even have a Netflix Iron Fist show. So that right there is something to be happy about if you're a big comic book fan and been waiting to see these characters in live action roles. The time is now, and it's something to really rejoice about, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts on the first 6 episodes of Iron Fist. Have you been enjoying the show? Let me know in the comments what you think. And don't forget to check out my video when I finish Iron Fist and I go over the entire season with some spoilers. This is AnTalk, the weekly comic conversation. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, did you like this video? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, click right here on this icon to become a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, don't forget to ring that bell so you can stay updated with all my videos. And if you want to see another video just like this one, click right here. And as always, thanks for watching AnTalk, the weekly comic conversation.